Hey, what's up, guys? It's January 3rd, 7:55 p.m. I decided to make a quick little video for you guys. It's the first day I went back to work. My break ended yesterday, or today, whichever way you wish to look at it. And I kind of want to go back on vacation. It was the best vacation I've ever taken in my life. And I didn't go nowhere. I stayed at home. I watched a lot of movies, read a lot of books. It was fantastic. I started being more active in YouTube with you guys. Although I've noticed the hits on my videos are waning. I mean, when I started with the Boogie comment and I got, more subscribers. Not a lot. I mean, I only have 8. But, I mean, I'm grateful for you 8. But it started out, like, the first couple videos, I think, were, like, between 8 to 14, and I think the last one was, like, 6 or something, but I don't know. Which doesn't even really make that big a deal when I think about it. I don't know. There's going to be days like this where I'm either really centered and mellow and in a pretty decent mood, and there's days where my vacation ends and reality sets back in, and oh man, I hate the real world. I don't know, just a bummer. So to get out of that shitty mood, XWODINOX Wadinox. Wadano or Zwadinox. If I'm pronouncing it wrong or I'm not saying it right, I apologize. But you did ask me what's my favorite video game, book, and movie. Answer in a video so I have something to talk about. So to get myself out of that funk, and what? This is why you don't get off the bed. Because I'm doing a video now and you want to come up. Puddin wants to come up on the bed. Yeah, that's the other thing I didn't tell you about my dog. My dog's name's Puddin. Look at that face and tell me... I mean, in hindsight, I could have called her Gozer. Gozer would have been a pretty cool name. I call her Poops from time to time, and Shithead, Shit Breath. She's got a number of names, but Puddin stuck when I got her. And she's my bulldog, but... She knows once the video's done, then I'll bring you up on the bed once I'm done doing this. I gotta answer some questions for the peeps. Okay, favorite video game. Now, mind you, I'm gonna answer these 3, and off the top of my head, I'm sure in my surroundings right now, I'll give you the answer that best can help me out based on my surroundings, but. It's subject to change if I think of something that like, oh shit, I didn't think of it at that time. As far as video game goes, it depends on the system. Like Nintendo, the original Nintendo, my favorite game on that system is a toss-up between Karnov, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Uncle Fester's Quest, and maybe Willow. Those 4 games and Super Mario 2. That's my favorite of the series. I know a lot of people go with Super Mario 3. But I love Super Mario 2. It's my favorite of the series. But Karnov is definitely my favorite Nintendo game. But like N64, Ocarina of Time. Matter of fact, Ocarina of Time, there you go. That's my all-time favorite video game. Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time on N64. And the GameCube Master Quest version is pretty awesome. I'm also partial to Beyond Good and Evil on Xbox. Psychonauts, those are both fantastic games. I'm really into story-based games. Indigo Prophecy, the first Manhunt from Rockstar. I love Rockstar games, but I really like a lot of the more obscure games that come out for like $20 to $30 that came out like on PS2 and the original Xbox and didn't really do a lot of business. They were like like I said, $20 to $30. I'm not stoned. But I like story-based games more than anything. I don't mind action like the Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff like that. I certainly play those. Like Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, like the Batman, stuff like that. That's fun, but I love story stuff. Heavy Rain, like for PS3, or LA Noire. Those are like, that's like my gravy, man. I love story, big time story. Book, another good question. As you can see, I have I mean, this doesn't even touch my books of what I have, and this is like a mix of graphic novels and books. But if we're going on, again, this is different. It depends if we're going on a novel or if we're going on a graphic novel. If I'm going on novel, I got to go with Stephen King's The Stand, because it's just an amazing fucking book. If I'm going off graphic novel, Sam Keith's The Max, tied with Alan Moore's run on the Swamp Thing, his Saga of the Swamp Thing run. If I'm going on autobiography, shit, there's too many good ones to count for. Like, I mean, especially with all the comedians writing their kind of memoirs and stuff like that, like Jim Norton, Lewis Black's books, David Cross's memoir, John Glazer's My Dead Dad Was in ZZ Top. I got so many of them I'm looking at. Joe Pantoliano, Who's Sorry Now. Fantastic book. But, yeah, stuff like that. But as far as, like, actual book, novel, it's Stephen King's The Stand, without question. And movie. Oh, man. If you would have met me 15 years ago, I would have said Phantasm without hesitation. You guys saw the posters framed in my living room. It's my favorite sci-fi horror film series. Like, a lot of people say, oh man, I love Star Wars, or I love Star Trek. And I love both Star Wars and Star Trek, but as far, and I like Battlestar Galactica and all that stuff, but as far as sci-fi horror series goes, Phantasm's always been mine, but I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite movie. To call a favorite movie to question, that's a toughie for me. And off the top of my head, and I'm not going to say a guarantee on this one, because I really got to think about this, but for the video now, I'm going to say, fuck, that's a really rough question to ask. Just because I had such no, I'm not going to do it because of that. That's not a good reason to do that. Shit. I don't want to say Gone with the Wind because that's such a cop-out. I mean, it's a great fucking movie, and it's fairly flawless for me as a film, but it feels like a cop-out. And I want to say Peter Jackson's King Kong because that's another film for me that's flawless, but saying too much. I'm going to take the safe road and say The Dark Knight right now. Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, because in recent memory, that's one movie that just is utter fucking perfection. But I cannot say for absolute certainty. In fact, I will not say for 100% certainty that that's my favorite movie. If that's that particular genre topic, movies, apart from video games and books, it's touchy with me because I'm a big fucking fanatic of films, and I can't. It's like these movies, like Ain't It Cool News and stuff like that. Like I get sick. I can't. I go to websites like that, but I can't read them for too long because the way people take those movies as seriously as they take them, I'm very similar, but it irks me the way people write about movies sometimes because I don't know. I just, it's tough for me to talk about a passion like that with some people, because sometimes some people get way too self-obsessive about it, but like I am now, and I'm going way too in depth, and well, at least I got my mind off going back to work today. I love you guys, man. I love having this outlet, and I wish this was funnier. I got to interject more humor into this. I feel like I have to. I feel like I need to. But yeah, I'm gonna think about the movie one. I don't want to use Dark Knight as my final answer. It's pretty fucking close up there, I'd say. I'm going to come back to you with the movie one. I'm going to have to come back to you on that one. But now you know that Gone with the Wind, Peter Jackson's King Kong, and Dark Knight are definitely in the top 10. Yeah, they're definitely up there. And Flowers of War recently made it in that top 10 list. I think this past weekend or this past week, because Flowers of War is a fucking fantastic film. If it's playing in your theater, the new Christian Bale film, the one that he got arrested in China for recently, if that's playing in your area or if it's at a multiplex or whatever, I strongly recommend you see it. If you're into period piece dramatic films, it's such a beautiful movie. But yeah, I love Flowers of War. But I'm gonna come back to you on the movie one. So, but anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna get some reading done. I got the first book. Speaking of graphic novels, the first collected edition book of Amazing Spider-Man that J. Michael Straczynski started. I'm not a big Marvel fan. I love DC Comics. But when I was a Marvel fan, I read all of J. Michael Straczynski's run on The Amazing Spider-Man when he took over writing duties back in 2001. And I think it was 4 or 5 issues before 9/11 happened, because he did a 9/11 tribute issue of The Amazing Spider-Man. And I think it's in this, I'm almost positive it's in this book, but this is the first collected, it's like 400 pages long, but it's the first edition. I just got this in the mail from Amazon. First collected edition of his run. I think there's like 6 books altogether collecting his run, and it's a awesome run. I mean, I can't recommend it highly enough. It's some of the best original Spider-Man stories I've ever read. Some of the stuff this is the stuff they should make the movies based on, honestly. But no, I'm ranting. I want to get to reading that and forget that I got to go back to work again for the next 11 months before I could take a vacation again. And hopefully within that next 11 months, we'll have grown as a friendship. And you guys will pass me off to your friends. And maybe I'll get more subscribers. And maybe I'll have something more relevant to say. Maybe something will grow from this. And I'll find myself. And you'll find yourselves. And we'll find each other together. And maybe this world won't be so fucked up. And things will get better slowly but surely. And don't call me Shirley. I miss him. Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.